Hey guys, Jules again. Welcome back to round 6 of OCE Racing League 1 this time. So, quick turnaround between the two divisions. And joining me in the commentary box today will be Biggles. Hello Biggles, you there?
Oops, sorry, good mate. I am good. Yeah, it's a bit of a. I was a long flight over Singapore, but actually it was good. That was an exciting race before, wasn't it? I must say, you guys didn't have to go too far, but wow,
Definitely not.
glad
We're
you're in.
Yeah, go. Sorry, sorry. Go.
I was gonna say, glad you were up in the air conditioning box because those guys were sweating it out, weren't they? In that race before, that was crazy.
Oh, for sure they were. For sure they were. And yeah, we didn't need to go very far. Just a quick turnaround, literally 15 minutes, and bang, we're back into it. The track should still be warm.
Yeah, I wonder
So
if they're still rubbing in from before, if they've washed it all down and we're basically reset, start to zero.
do the
So
Bernie Eccleston with the sprinkler on the side of the track.
exactly.
N-
Exactly. Well, we had the safety car. I mean, the statistics are that there's a 100% record of a safety car around this street.
Last
You had a
race,
safety car?
last race was just a virtual safety car, right?
Oh, so
Yes.
that record has been broken because that screws my notes when I said we've had a safety car around
It
Singapore Grand
was
Prix
not a
every
full.
single
Okay.
time.
I mean, it has safety car in the name, but
There you go. And yes, comment. What do you call viewers as well? Joining me will also be Chris Mania, yeah, as well.
oh, that's me.
That's you.
Chrissy,
And
Chrissy boy. Yeah.
last but not least will be the Choden one. We're also joining us in the commentary box.
Hello.
How you doing, Choden?
He is
Yeah,
the
good.
chosen one.
All good.
Yes, he is the chosen.
Did you get a chance to watch the last race, Choden?
Oh no, I did not. I was out.
Out?
But I heard that we had a safety car.
Yeah, nothing major, but only a virtual safety car. But it was a intense race. Bit of a technical difficulties after qualifying with the session crashing, which was
Yeah.
a little bit annoying. So we had to
Yeah.
restart from point blank. But luckily, we have all the qualifying results, all the tire statistics. So we were able to get underway fairly quickly. I think it was a 10-minute turnaround, wasn't it, Chris?
Oh, yeah, we're a bit delayed. I think we lost a bit of time because of the laps that got done before. Oh, jeez, that's really loud. Before the session restarted. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
all in all, we're not too far behind schedule right now.
yeah only 13 minutes. So actually not even because we did start at 7:10. So only 10 minutes behind our normal schedule. Even then, sometimes we start at 7:10.
So I wonder, guys, if we still had that Vans Grandstand. I think it's recently named the Vans Grandstand on turn 13 because you had all those tons of supporters. Obviously, you read in the Twitch chat. If you hadn't read the Twitch chat, then by all means, please check the previous race out there because I've never seen so many Vansy supporters. And obviously, Vans a newcomer to OCE. Welcome, Vansy. You obviously have that grandstand packed jam full of all your supporters. Let's see if you can actually bring it to your fans. Half of them probably be passing out right now because they're probably in the Americas. But that just shows the dedication is staying up very, very, very. Well, it's not late, but early in the morning
What time would it be
to
there?
support. Don't ask, sir. Don't ask. It's ridiculously early.
Now's not the time for maths.
Exactly.
Even,
Yeah. If you can't even think about what time it is, then it's definitely that's too early. So, but it'll be a long race tonight, guys. But in the dash to the line, that first corner is
even
going for at the moment. There's a lot of concentration, isn't it? Because there's a lot of tricky turns.
even for you, it's what 3 a.m. 3:14 there where you are right now, as we are about to go on board with our first driver, Ubiquitous Shadow, as he's changed his name from Ubiquitous Shadow into turn one. Bit of a lock up. He's been able to keep the speed though. Again, another lock up into turn three. The track is, as we said, freshly green. And Iron Giant, which was Law of the Streets, it is 3:14 a.m. in America right now, apparently. So there we go. As Shadow got very close to the wall right now. So again, what's our predictions, gentlemen? What do we think? Starting with you, Biggles, what do we think for pole position?
Oh, that's a tricky one, mate. At 3 o'clock in the morning, when are you trying to give me a bit of a puzzle solver here? I've just got over the coronavirus. Okay, now you're going to throw me some Singapore slings at me.
It's
What's
it
going on? I don't know.
the good old say you got to do stuff to get better. So
Well, Joe's joined. I know Joe has some pace there. Obviously, we have to go peanuts there too. Sir Joshy, well, he's blisteringly fast as well. We don't have Dougie at the moment. I think Dougie's basically He's either delayed on his flight or he's missed his flight coming to Singapore at the moment. So hopefully he may be able to join us during the race. We'll find out. I'm
They've
sure
forgotten
people
to
are
unlock
paying.
his container and let him out, I think.
Yeah, exactly. His coffin per se. He's a man. He's a bit of a night creature.
Sorry to
So
cut you off.
and then
As big,
look out for Vanzi because I think Vanzi was really showing an impressive skill here, and Vanzi is definitely a man on the move. But Vanzi's not used to mixing it with the top guns as well here in OCE Tier 1.
Oh.
So we'll find out.
Sorry to cut you off. We just had Window post in the fastest lap just then and there as Ubiquitous goes in at a 1:37.380. So decent lap. Sir Joshi down with a 2-minute 1, which is interesting. I think he's made a mistake somewhere on that lap because if that's his relative speed, I'm very curious. As Peanuts goes pole with a 36.7. Peanuts does love this track. So again, yeah, you're right, Biggles. It could be a 1 for Peanuts maybe, possibly. As Vans puts in a
Sweet.
1:35.1. So there's Vans gone and blitzed it.
Yeah,
So
Vanzi's setting those purples all over the place at the moment there. He's got all the right dials on his fruity machine, doesn't it? Ding, 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 bell, bell, bells. That's all the purples. So Jetty's obviously his team on Vans Radio. And you can read that in the Twitch chat, guys. It's Vans Radio. Is that all right? Radio check. Hi, Mum. There it is. So thank you very much, Jetty, for the radio. We'll look at those radio messages. This is becoming a trend now, I believe, in some of the league racing. So I do like that when the race engineers get in there and do the engineering radio calls for everybody to read on Twitch.
pretty
That's
good.
great.
Pretty good. As Mogs 94. So our promoted driver from OCE2. So he's I think our second promoted driver from OCE2 to OCE1. He's put it in with a 135.556. Slightly off Vines, about just over three and a bit tenths. As Sir Joshi goes with a 134.85. So absolutely blitzed Vines this time. But then again, Vines did do a 34 or 34.8, I think it was, in the last session. He probably could have gone a bit quicker then too. So Joshi with no Dougie challenge might be all alone up front, possibly.
Yeah, how's the driver standings there at the moment? Just let everybody know.
Well, if we pull it up right now, which we can, as we show, we do have the standings right now with Sir Joshi sitting in first place on 98 points, Dougie behind on 78 in second. So Dougie over the last 3 races has been closing in. Sex on 53, and then myself before I stopped racing to commentate on in 4th place. So then Ubiquitous Shadow just sitting in 5th place right now. So Joshi out in the lead right now with no Dougie. Could it be no challenge, or is the Vans going to be there?
Only time will tell.
Yep. Obviously, there's a nest laying an egg at the moment, and there's no Falcon to pick that one up this evening, is there? Under the 1600 light bulbs of the Singapore track here in the Marina Bay. Beautiful. You guys been to Singapore before? I've been there a couple of times. I love it.
I've been through there. I've been to Singapore Airport.
Yeah. And have you seen that beautiful rainforest in the middle of the Singapore airport?
Oh yeah, actually, that was lovely.
There you have it. So I'm sure these guys at the moment would like to visit that rainforest right now and cool down because it's sweaty out there. It's bumpy. It's dusty. And those walls take absolutely no prisoner in Singapore. We've seen those front wings get... Well, that's what the teams do. They pack a few extra suitcases full of front wings, don't they, around Singapore?
Smuggle a few more in. You'll need it.
I just realized now that the audio for the game was not working. So that should be
Are we
back up
back?
and running. Yeah, we are back up and running. So should be all sweet and good as Oxygen coming around the last corner. No, he's going into the box. So Oxygen, our next driver, our 3rd driver to be promoted up from OCE Racing League 2 to OCE Racing League 1. So we seem to be doing quite well, promoting up some drivers from the Tier 2 to Tier 1.
So let me know who was the guy on the microphone down on the trackside who didn't have his microphone turned on for the game audio, for the car audio. We'll put him on report, right?
That would be me.
Need to protect his privacy.
No, the guy down on the track. It wasn't you. It was the feed to the commentary box. No, it's okay. It's all good.
This is interesting. Sex going out on the mediums. So I think he's clearly watched the Tier 2 OCE Racing League 2 race, thinking a medium hard, possibly.
Based on the Tier 2 race.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it certainly looked to be the quickest race because Migs made up, what, 6 spots and Specs made up 8 going on the medium to hards.
Maybe we can hear from Jeff Jetty down in the pit lane of the Vanzi team there. So it's Mercedes. I wonder if simply that's the manager of Dougie Falcons saying basically no radio from Dougie. So Dougie is MIA at the moment. So unfortunately might not be joining us for this race.
That's a shame. That's a real shame because he was closing in on the championship. So
I think, to be fair, everyone's going to be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief. that's a free position. All the way down the grid.
Now this is even actually, sorry, while we were talking, we missed out on Sex putting in a 134.9 on a medium set of tires.
Wow.
Only 4 tenths from Sir Joshi.
That is impressive. He's fastest in the second sector as well.
Exactly. I mean, you might have missed out in Sex, but I certainly didn't. That was blistering, wasn't it? That was hot as you could get in Singapore. That's the way you hook up a lap. And Dougie's joined.
I was about to say, look who's
Dougie
joined.
has joined. Wow. So, well, Simply Air must have really banged his door open and dragged him out of bed as he got that man into a race car. Welcome back, Dougie.
He'll be there. He hasn't. He's in the session. He's probably still readying up, getting his pants on, fixing himself up. But as we got a bit of a traffic jam into turn 3 right now. That's right on board with Peanuts, who is 1.5 tenths slower right now, as Dougie Falcon is in the game. He's on the board.
So does that mean... Yeah, sorry.
Does
that mean the guys have to their box back and go and reevaluate their strategies, going, oh, damn it, Dougie's back in here. So now we actually have to try to gain an extra 2 tenths faster, or at least half a second faster to try to bring in a challenge here to Sir Joshi and Dougie, because both of those guys are obviously blistering fast. And Sex, of course. Don't forget about Sex.
Well, this is the thing. Everyone knows Dougie Falcon is blistering fast, as you pointed out. He was up there with the esport level sort of times. This is the thing. You either pour your attention into a driver that you know is probably quicker than you, you're probably not going to be able to stick with, or you just focus on your own race and sort of hope for the best. And I mean, you put in the challenge, you defend where you can, but it's a tough one. Like when I was racing against Dougie, particularly I think it was Japan where I was the closest to Dougie, because again I went, what was it? I went 19 laps on a set of mediums. I went longer than anyone did on that race, and in the end I ended up ahead of Dougie before the safety car, after the safety car. Even after the safety car, it was only due to the fact that I had extra penalties that I finished behind Dougie. So, again, if you focus on your own race, you never know what might happen. As Peanut's cutting a lot of corners right now. So, yeah, so, again, yeah, if you focus on your own race, you never know where you might pop out. But I think, in this case, everybody knows Dougie is lightning. So, focusing on trying to keep ahead of him, yeah, for me, it's probably inevitable. You know, he's going to be in that pole. Well, as you've said in the last couple of races, he's been up there. He's in second right now, and even this is his 4th race with us, and he's had so far 3 wins, 3 pole positions, 3 fastest laps. So, yeah, that's my honest opinion.
I know Dougie from other racing leagues as well. He's blistering fast as well, and even some of these special events that he's been in, he was basically running with the top dogs of actual esports drivers as well in some of these events. So I believe that there was a team that I was a part of, not driving obviously, but just a part of managing and per se like that. And we had 5 drivers, and they were definitely bringing it to the likes of the very, very fast-paced esports drivers. So that is the level that Dougie's on. Well, we're here in Singapore, and this circuit evolves much, much more, and especially as it grips up as the cars get even faster. It turns into a driver's circuit, really. Those that can carry the speed get up nice and close to the wall. We tuck in up there, not making mistakes. If you don't make those mistakes, well, they can deliver the ultimate laps. Let's see who's going to be able to do it in Singapore. 3.5 minutes remaining.
That's true. Now, this is the difference between Oxygen and Sex. Both on medium tyres, but a second difference as Oxygen puts himself in 5th, which is a good time, especially on the medium. He's in the top 5 on the medium tyres, but there's 1 second between Oxygen and Sex on the same compound of tyre.
Just thought I had those two words in one sentence before.
You're gonna,
I hope
you're
you're
gonna,
getting a. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, Bill. You're going to be hearing it a lot more as the Oxygen is also, as I said before, promoted into Tier 1. So he's in the same league. It's going to be week on week. So Oxygen 6.
So Chris out there, and obviously welcome everybody on Twitch there. Shout out there. One lap wonder, basic Kiwi says for Dougie. So it seems like Dougie didn't get up from his pre-race nap on time. He's still snoozing. Well, we know that he's got out of his motorhome. He's arrived here in the Marina Bay streets of Singapore. Equality. What is it? I'll bring that one up in a second. I haven't got that on top of my mind. Chris, what do you think about this? What's your predictions for the top 3 at least for qualifying?
Yeah, vroom, cargo fast. If Dougie manages to get that out there on time, we're all pretty sure. He's actually on the way out right now.
There you go.
On board with Dougie.
The man closing in at the top of the championship is about to put his banker out. It's going to be a lap. It's going to be a Vettel of what was that? Brazil or Abu Dhabi? One of those 2 races where he's had to put in 1 lap.
Guys. It's really dusty in the pit lane there. It's just literally.
Yeah, it looked like
everybody
he was doing a burnout there.
I think he was showing off. He's like, okay, boys, here we go. I've arrived. I'm a little late, but let me just send you boys back to driving school. Let me show you how it's done. Perhaps.
Well,
we'll see.
So you got Sir Josh here right in behind. I think he's going to be hoping for some sort of tow. So
Bold. So I mean, that's definitely top 3 that we're eyeing off.
for sure.
Beyond that, I don't know. It's pretty competitive up the top.
I think right now it's sitting in the ballroom court of Sex at this point in time.
Yeah, Sex still faster in the middle sector on his fastest lap.
Well, we know how fast he was over the practice sessions and over the practice races that we did. Is
he going to be able to get out in time? He's not going to go for another lap.
I don't think he wants to. I think he knows starting on the mediums. I mean, look, to be fair, you either put on a pair of softs and try to beat the time that he already has, and start on the softs, or you start on probably the best. I'm going to say the best race tyre to start it with, because looking back at the Tier 2 race, the guys that started on the mediums had far better races than the guys that started on the softs.
So we got a radio check out there. Sorry, cut you off there from Simply Air. They're saying from Dougie. Simply Air is Dougie's race engineer at the moment. You get on board with Dougie, I believe, doing his hot lap there. He's saying radio check Dougie. Snore, snore, snore. We're going to find out in a second. And Jetty, obviously, as you know, is the race engineer of Vanzi, saying they're struggling to keep that man awake. So they know there's tactics at play here between the team Vanzi.
Whoa, Joe reversing on the... And Big Jim, whoa!
Oh no!
He's in trouble. He's in big trouble because he's not going to get a time in it. If the time he's going to get is going to be in there, Sir Joshi. Sir Joshi's going to have a sigh of relief right now.
I think even Sir Joshi was affected by that, or not quite. No, he's still got some breathing space. I think that's interesting for me because Big Jim retired, and as is Joe, but yet their cars are still going around.
So that was AI doing some stupid shit.
So, yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, for me on the timing boards, it's showing Big Jim and Joe are retired at this point in time. So,
well,
yeah,
all right.
He's validated, so he will not get a lap in as well. So
for the second race in a row, he's going to be starting from last.
That's the dice roll you're making when you're waiting till the last second to go out, I suppose.
It's true.
Well, it's going to be Sir Joshi and Sex and Barnsey, so good job for Barnsey, slotting himself up in a P3 there for his first debut race here in Tier 1 OCE, so fantastic for the American driver there, Barnsey. You should be sleeping, Barnsey, but you're driving flat out through the streets of Singapore, good job.
Is it just me, or is everybody retiring from our session? I've seen there's been 5 retirements. I don't think people are running into the walls, but...
I think it might be over for him.
In fact, it looks like Sir Josh is going to be lighting up that casino jackpot at the moment. So ching, ching, ching. He's got the purple middle. He's going to go even faster at the moment. Can he break the
133? He does, a 133.7.
Yeah, you answered my message, right?
Wow.
Again, so, I mean, look, we know Dougie, how fast Dougie is. As you said before, he's been pumping in esport times. But Sir Joshi is also not that far away from esport times. He's I'm pretty sure he's got quite a few times in the time trial in the top 100. So
I'd certainly think, mate. Certainly because he's been knighted. And hey, if you're knighted as a Formula 1 driver, that means you were certainly quick. And Judge actually proved that, didn't he?
A pretty small
1.2.
list of knighted F1 drivers, isn't it?
1.2 second gap over Sex. Blisteringly fast in Singapore.
again, I think that also is a bit down to tyre because we know Sex is
Yeah.
starting on the medium, which will be interesting to see.
Interesting.
Yeah, as I don't think Shadow's going any quicker. So I think Sir Joshi was the last driver to actually set a lap because
Yep.
Window is going far too slowly at this point in time. So I think he's content with 14th. But yeah, that marks our qualifying session. With Window coming into the pits now.
Again, I don't think anybody's going to prove, so that will be it. What you see is what you get. So 15 drivers are on the grid. We'll be starting those positions.
Only 2 drivers went on the medium, so either they didn't watch the Tier 2 race, or they still think they can go faster on the softs than the guys in Tier 2 went.
Look,
Or
those softer tyres are going to really help you making up places off the grid.
That's true.
you forgot the third. Yeah, they listen
Sorry,
to Jeff.
we've got
They listen.
randoms, so I think the AI have decided to come and crash our
Oh.
game.
I think it did.
What is
it did too.
that?
'Cause I knew Aaron Barnes doesn't race anymore, so where did he come from? Okay. Qualifying
That's okay, they're not there now, so we've got 1 to 15. Okay, so
That was interesting.
let's put it through. So Sir Joshi with a 133.7. That's unbelievable. 133.7. In first place with Sex, the Australian, in a 134.9. In the mediums on second, Vanzi rounds out our top 3. We got Peanuts in fourth, JD Sev, which I forgot to mention, our debutant driver for the OCE Racing League, in fifth. Welcome JD Sev. Oxygen, our new Tier 1 driver, in sixth. Moggs, our new Tier 1 driver, in seventh. So those guys were close before, they're close again. 8th with Alex, 9th Ubiquitous Shadow, and confirmed rounds out our top 10. That's not bad, actually. We got 2 drivers from our Tier 2 division in the top 10 who have just been
Just goes to
promoted
show
too.
the strength.
It does. It's showing some good strength in our league that Tier 2 drivers can mix it in with the big boys in the Tier 1 and be fairly competitive. Almost like a Formula 2, Formula 1 sort of style.
I was about to say that actually before, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to demote the Formula 2 drivers that did a fantastic job in the T2 race because they're certainly a lot quicker than Formula 2 drivers. Session will be starting very
Yeah.
soon, and drivers are basically just negotiating with Jeff at the moment, arguing with Jeff, patting Jeff on the back. I don't know, thumbs up, thumbs down. They're debating and deciding their car setups. Well, not the car setups because they're in Parc Fermé, but their fuel loads and their race strategies, really, guys. So as you had mentioned before. Well, there was not the Formula 2, but the Formula 1 Tier 2 race before.
Yeah.
To go by as an example of what strategy might work here. Safety car, we probably predict. Well, there we go. So, well, what an amazing sight it looks, guys. Singapore under the lights. This is F1 in the spotlight. Welcome along. This is round 6, Singapore Grand Prix of the OCE Division 1. Championship in 2021. We're here for the Singapore Grand Prix, the city of a garden, one of the greenest cities in the world, but we're focused on this 3.1 miles of tarmac tonight. Singapore, meaning Lion City. This is where Singapore divided its name. Well, who's going to roll their way up to the front of the pole position? Actually, not the pole position. Who's going to roll their way up to the top podium this evening? Is it going to be Sir Joshi, Sex, Vanzi, or even Kentucky make his way all the way through the field and, well, be the king of the Singapore jungle? We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, we will. Well, we know that Dougie has come from last to first, which he did that in the last race. If we pull up the results for last race, as you could see Dougie finishing in that first place in front of Sir Joshi, and James, who's not racing today, finishing in third place, Oxygen in fourth, and Piero in fifth, which we are missing Piero. But yeah, so that was last races, and Dougie has done it. So going from last to first, he literally did it in the last race. If you guys have some time after our live stream today, after OCE Racing League 1, the Singapore Grand Prix, take a look into the Austrian Grand Prix because it was a great watch, both Tier 1 and Tier 2. Amazing watches. So a lot of action, a lot of things going on. and really was a very entertaining race. So
I'll tell you what, guys. I'm really impressed. Those graphics are fantastic, mate. I love the cutscenes. I love the way you scroll up those driver standings and championship standings. Looks great as the drivers are underway, going into sector 2 now, getting ready for their formation, getting those tires in there. And yeah, by the way, guys, if you haven't seen those YouTube highlight reels that the fantastic crew at OCE put together, I watch them all the time. They're brilliant, guys.
thanks, thank you.
Super good
Oh,
job.
Sex almost hitting the back of Sir Josh. Sorry to cut you off, Piggles. Right here in the middle of the back of that. Sex is would have been literally millimeters away from Sir
Black
Joshy.
guys, the race hasn't started yet.
So that would have been a bit of a, hey, I'm still here, tap.
Quick weather update before the race. Looks like it's going to be dry. Like
what a
clouds
shame.
towards the end of the session.
What a shame. But
Amazing. This is probably the first 2 sessions in a row we've had that haven't had rain, and it's the race.
it's true, it's true. But thank you as well, Biggles, for mentioning the YouTube video, guys. It's also on our Twitch. If you go into our Twitch channel homepage, it'll be there. You'll also find our website right there as well.
Last car's pulling up on the grid.
We now go down to the 5 lights appearing. 3, 4, 5 lights about to go out. Will Sir Joshy be in turn 1, or will Sex be into turn 1, or will someone else? Vanzi, Peanuts? We're about to find out. A lot of real smoke. Looks like Sex did get Sir Joshy. Oh, it's very close between Vanzi and Peanuts right now. There's a big
Something's going on down the back there.
big battle in that midfield. These guys have kept it clean though. No incidents. At least I don't think so. Dougie's already made his way into 13th. He's straight there. As we got Peanuts and Vans very close together. Only 1/10. It's very... There's some guys have been going left, right and center. As who is that? Oxygen making the move on Peanuts. JD Sev also trying to go off the inside of Peanuts as well. Peanuts losing 2 spots. Confirmed. Dougie swapping around. Alex swapping around. Joe, Dougie into 11th.
Oh no.
What is happening here? 13th.
There are some touches around 10th, 11th, 12th.
A lot of action. Dougie trying to stay out of trouble as much as he can, but getting held up by Alex. Quackle. And confirmed. Dougie is going down the inside. Oh, he's made contact.
Yeah, he's an innocent victim.
Oh, there
of that one,
goes
isn't he?
Dougie,
It's
a lot of
power slide with
contact.
Quackle. Oh,
Oh, what is
he's in the
that?
barriers.
God.
I swear
What
his
is
car
happening?
was upside down.
Yeah, I
There is a little bit of desync going on.
Oh boy. Oh
I
wow.
think Dougie had definitely opened up the airplane door a little too early in the Singapore at the moment. Anyway, yeah, that's not his fault, but yeah. It's still
How are we
race on, guys.
looking on damage there? I'm amazed that.
It's
I'll check it out. I'll
For-
check it out.
yeah.
For me, it's saying he's got no
Mogsy.
damage. Yeah,
Mogsy's on the
Oh,
back of
doesn't
Bunzi.
look damaged. I think that might have just been lag.
I think so. It's potential.
Good God, I thought he'd crossed the barrier. I thought he was going to go check out the Ferris wheel for a second there.
Yeah, Singapore Sling, mate. Singapore Sling. Or could he be to the Infinity Tower there at Sands Bay Marina? We'll find out, isn't it?
Well, right,
He's okay. They're all okay.
right
15
now.
drivers.
Yeah, we still got everybody. Everybody's there, confirmed. Probably won't be happy going from 10th to 15th, losing 5 spots. But right now, the biggest winner, Sex, into first place on those mediums. So the ball goes into Sex's corner.
Don't repeat that out to the ladies and gentlemen out there in the Twitch world. That could be taken all the wrong way at the moment. And
That's
Mogs
true.
is still in the back of Barney. And Sir Josh is still on the back of Sex, so DRS is not enabled. But I'll tell you what, Moggs is getting pretty damn close to the back of Vanzi, and they're both pretty much green cars as well. So green. We will see a green Formula 1 car this season.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
So
As Joe going down the inside of Guackle, making the move stick. I think Big Jim is right there too. We're going down the inside of Guackle. Will Dougie get there too? Not quite, but
Quackle's
Big
just
Jim.
hit the wall there.
So Guackle loses 2 spots, 2 places in 1 corner. As
He's
Dougie
going to have wind damage.
hanging around the back of Guackle as well.
So ready to pound.
Oh, Big Jim's in the wall.
No.
Big Jim's in the
just
wall.
outbroken himself.
That's going to be very annoying. As Dougie trying to make the move around the outside on Guackle, losing all the... As you can see the performance decrease in Dougie. You found out and much information on Dougie Biggles as side by side. I think-
Dougie's okay at the moment. We've got a little bit of information from Jetty. He's actually asking, believe it or not, the commentators, because he doesn't have that information down the pit wall, whether or not Vance has damage. Well, Vance does not have damage, sir, so game on.
Interesting. I mean, maybe just it was desync, honestly. So
It was lag. Certainly makes for some fun footage, but
As simply, yeah, also said Dougie's car went flying. It definitely did. At least that's what we
definitely is
saw.
on my screen as well. Yeah.
At least that's what we saw. So Dougie has wing damage. There we go. It is confirmed. He does have wing damage. And
Does.
Mog's
The
trying to
overtake
make
at
the
the moment.
pass.
Monkey. Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, go because we both spotted it at the same time. Mog's going down the inside, not quite. So Mogsy on Vans. Not bad for Moggs. First race for OCE1. Sitting in fourth, looking at a podium, nice and pretty right now. He's only three tenths away from his first podium in OCE1. So again, very thankful that he got promoted. As Dougie now trying to get past Joe.
With wing damage as well, that'll be very impressive. So, guys, what are you thinking about right now? Mogsy is the fastest man on the track, but he's held up to, obviously, by Vanzi. So, you've got a mixed strategy, as you can see there, between the tyres. You've got softs and mediums. What are you guys thinking? You know in the back of your head, there's pretty much a guaranteed chance there's going to be a safety car. As a driver, do you just kind of just keep playing until a safety car and then make a
Dougie on the
call?
inside. Oh, Dougie's hit the wall, and
Very
Joe's
big.
hit Dougie, and Joe's hit the wall.
So I don't think Dougie hit the wall there at all. I think he just about avoided it, but very deep into the braking zone.
Oh, that's not going to be good for Joe. Joe is missing half his front wing, or at least the front end plate of his wing. So that's going to be a big struggle for Joe.
I'm not showing damage as well, too, for Dougie as well. So it's a little bit weird. If it is, it's only cosmetic.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, as Ubiquitous is getting much closer to the back of JD Sev. Well, Dougie, I wouldn't say outbroke himself, but did go very late on the brakes, and I did see a touch on the wall, and Joe's touched Dougie, then Dougie went back into the wall, and then Joe's lost it from the touch of Dougie. So
I don't know if we can trust what we see anymore after
after
well,
Dougie, yeah, after Dougie was in the air flying, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
upside down even. Wasn't
Look
he?
at the Ferrari driver of Yo Bing. I don't know when that is at the moment. He's in the back of JD. Well, I can't even pronounce his names. But anyway, P7, P8. I've got a great battle occurring between them. I was going to say Ferrari for a second, but it's not a Ferrari. They're in multiplayer cars.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think you're talking about Mr. Ubiquitous.
That'll be the one.
Shadow?
that'll be the one. As confirmed, just jumps Joe. So Joe must have been coming out the same time window and confirms it. There's a bit of a three-car scrap actually, but for 13th, 14th, and 15th. So right at the back of the field right now. Confirmed.
Yeah, somehow Vanti is also slowing the pack down at the moment because Oxygen's also in the back of Mogsy. So it would have been Van's train forming, and that's actually helping Sir Joshi get a little bit of a gap over him. 2.2 seconds, and Sir Joshi in sixth at the moment. That's 3.3 second gap now. 3.5. He's obliterating the time right now.
Well, Oxygen just got himself.
Oh,
Sir Josh is in the pits.
Josh's box.
Oh.
That's the reason why.
Early.
Very early. Lap 5. That's extremely early.
Let's see
Yeah,
what he
well, that'll
does.
hurt him if the safety car comes out the next lap, isn't it? You never know, doesn't you? In Singapore, it's just one of those risks you take.
It's true. What is he putting on? He is putting
Mediums.
on the mediums. And he's had wing damage. So
That'll explain it.
that's even more interesting to find out, as Mog's getting very close to the back of Vans. 3/10 within it. Is he going to go for it? He's going to go the outside. No, swaps to the inside. Leaves enough room. There's enough room. And he gets him. Oxygen hanging around there like a bad smell. Whoops, we swapped to penis by accident. Oxygen. Oh, a bit of a touch with Vans.
It's like carbon dioxide at the moment, because oxygen, yeah, exactly. He's sniffing all the carbon dioxide. He's like, I need more oxygen. I need more oxygen. Can he get past Bunzi?
No, not quite. Not yet. He's still got a bit of a gap there, but Moggs is now set loose and free to chase after Sex. But I do not think he's going to be going very far, particularly with Sex on the mediums and Moggs on the softs. So, where is Sir Joshi after his pit? He's now sitting in 12th, 13 seconds behind Wackle. A bit of a gap between winners. So Sir Joshi's alone right now in 12th. Bit of free spare.
31 second. Oh, here we go. Is it right here at the moment?
Oxygen going down the inside. Now got switching to the outside. Van's just holding off Oxygen.
Wow,
Oh,
close
shit, picked
racing
up a
there.
penalty. Picked up a penalty as well. It's a bit of a naughty corner for 3 seconds. I might hurt him a little later at the moment, but great battling, isn't it, Singapore? 1,600 light bulbs illuminate these drivers. Battling it out here. 1 degree north of the equator.
Moggs gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So, well, right now, again, Sex is in the lead by almost 7 seconds. So,
Oh, Dougie's about to make a run as well, guys. Here we go. Speed.
well,
Got out of the corner.
Ubiquitous is in the pits. Alex almost darts across. Leave Dougie space. He does. Dougie's hit the back of Alex. Calm down, Dougie. You do know you're on mediums and Alex is on softs. He's not going to have the same grip you have.
I think Dougie's like he's what do you call it when you're out of a flight and you're sleep deprivation. What it's called? I can't remember. Here we go. It's too early morning for me.
The word you're looking for is jet lag. You might be
Jet
suffering
lag,
from it
that's
right
the
now
one I'm looking for
as
at the
well.
moment. Yeah,
Sounds
he's
like.
not in the jet lag anymore of Alex. He's gone past Alex. He's clear
gone.
skies ahead. He's flying high right now, that's for sure. Dougie P7.
Oh, Vanzi only 3-4 tenths behind. So Oxygen has gotten Vans. We have missed this. As I think it's either Joe, or maybe might have been Ubiquitous. It is Ubiquitous going very slowly. I think he's made an error somewhere. Is he missing an end plate? He's missing his front right end plate, and that's going to be very annoying for him.
Yeah, he's just out of the pits, right?
He is. As JD Sev does get peanuts.
So is this going to be a good strategy there for Sir Joshua? He had a 31.7 pit stop around here. A regular pit stop's going to cost you 26 seconds.
Oh, Jesus. We just cut back to Guackle and Sir Joshua, and Sir Joshua getting squeezed into the DRS. Guackle, that would explain the massive pace difference, because Guackle's missing his front right end plate. And right now, this is going to be hurting Sir Joshua massively, because Guackle doesn't have a front right end plate. As Oxygen and Moggs have swapped around because Moggs is in the pit lane. So Joshua trying to get the better run. Guackle knows he's going to go to the inside. Cuts him off.
Okay. Moggsy boxes, but Moggsy does not change any front wing. Look how close he is between Vanzi has boxes as well. So, and Alex. So this would be a three-way battle. Looks like Moggsy's going to get just ahead of Vanzi and Alex. So they're going to be in line.
Oh, so Joshua cuts across the front of Guackle. That was a bit naughty. Sorry, Biggles, that I cut you off. That was very close.
You can cut me off anytime you like, so there's so much action, isn't there, in Singapore? 7 of 31 laps.
Well, Dougie right now on the back of JD Sev. Locks up. Almost hit the back of JD Sev. He's been a bit naughty today, Dougie.
Very aggressive.
This is Dougie playing with his food right now. You can just tell. Dougie's just basically just, I don't know, he's sending a dummy, I think, to these drivers. They get a little bit, I think some of the drivers get a little bit paranoid because they're knowing that the man that's leading the championship at the moment is just, once again, playing with his food. And it's putting the pressure on in the rearview mirrors. They can see Dougie pouncing him in here. Dougie is a falcon. The falcon is one of the fastest birds that there is. And Singapore, well, he's ready to pounce on another bit of his prey. And you guys know what it's like to have a car in the rear view mirrors just ready to try to make an opportunity. You just,
Oh yeah. During season 1, that car was Jules.
I've been known to sneak my nose up in many different places.
Definitely where it does not belong.
And you can see the driver ahead struggling big time with the tires.
Yeah,
there's
very
a lot
rich.
of.
He's in the
He's gonna
pits. He's in
box.
the pits.
There's a
Dougie's
lot of.
like, thank you very much. He's going to move himself up into P3, and now Dougie can try to get the job done and get build a gap at the moment, because remember, Dougie still has the box. In fact, the top 6 have the box. Everybody else outside the top 6 have boxed already.
There's a lot of desync going on with Dougie right now. He's going back and forth as JDZ Sev has put on the hards. So Joshi, JDZ just coming out of the pit. So, and Peanuts also on the hards. So they
I think
obviously
they're trying to go to the end.
I think Sex is looking pretty good too, guys, at the moment. You got to think at the moment, we keep forgetting about a race leader, but his last lap was 141.9. He's essentially the fastest, well, second fastest man on the circuit. So Joshi is the fastest man, but fresh boots, but remember. And not to mention, well, Sex, if he boxes right now, 26 seconds for a pit stop, pending he doesn't have any damage, that'll slot him back into P3. He's looking good.
He is looking very, very good, and we know Dougie will have to box around the same time, as will Oxygen, as will Big Jim. So the front 4 drivers will need to all box around the same times, which will work out perfectly for Sex. So, yes.
Yeah, I love it when Sex works a strategy perfectly every time, doesn't it? You can't argue with that, can you?
Never.
Anyway, but Sex and Oxygen. Oxygen is also looking very good at the moment, but he will probably be behind Dougie in between Big Jim. So that's where he's looking to slot out.
Remember, Dougie, if he's carrying wing damage, if he needs to replace that wing, it's going to cost him an extra 3 seconds in the pit stop. So, as Mog's getting very close to the back of Big Jim, is he going to go for a move? He does go for a very big dive. Big Jim leaves in the room, and he does make it. That was very opportunistic, and work pays off.
Incredibly clean pass there too. Wow, very impressive.
So, well done. Well done, Mogs. And you can see Sir Joshi in the background, trying to hunt him down now. But Sir Joshi on 3-lap mediums compared to Moggs as 1-lap mediums.
So Team Radio as Vanzi sets the fastest lap there. Team Radio from JD, he's JD, aka Jeff. Vanz has pulled a 3.5 seconds gap on Joshi in 1 lap.
Wow.
Closed. There you go. Thank you very much from Team Radio, from Team Vanzi Radio.
Jetties. So, yes, that's interesting to me, as Joe getting much closer to the back of confirmed. As that looks to be the closest battle on track right now, Joe and confirmed. Everybody else is pretty spread out in a couple of seconds from each other. He confirmed not too far away from window though. So will Joe make it work? He's going for it. There's enough speed there. He's going down the inside.
Wow.
Confirmed leaves him the space. They're still side by side.
Just a nose ahead.
Oh,
He's got to back off here and then try the undercut, but he's on the outside.
Wow,
So he's
side
gonna
by
have the
side,
inside line.
both of them.
Yeah, he's got the inside line here.
There's
He's gonna
touching
try.
wheels, banging wheels, going for it. They're still side by side. This is probably the 6th corner in a row. Who's going to go in? Confirmed. Joe realizes he's not going in there. He's not sticking that nose.
Incredibly close racing.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
Anderson Bridge done here. Heavy braking here to the left, and this is where we can get a great traction out here, but he doesn't get it. Confirmed doing a fantastic job of defending. Look at that launch he's got as well. So Confirmed securing his P12.
Right
They
now.
just got a penalty on that last corner as well, so I'm not quite sure how he cut it. Was it on the inside or on the exit?
Probably on the exit. Right now,
It's not a lot of room to do that.
Moggs is now
Anyway.
the fastest driver on the track, hunting down Dougie Falcons. We know Moggs is quick. Question is how quick. So Joshi right behind Big Jim. Will he do a Moggs? Who knows? But he knows he can't afford to sit here. I think he'll get him. Sorry, go.
Moggy might be mugging Dougie in a dark alleyway in Singapore a little later on. As those lights go out, we'll find out, won't we? He's a P4. About 10 seconds.
I think Dougie will pit before Moggs will get to him. So Joshi clears Big Jim then and there, which is good for his race. He's still
P1.
What is that? There's still 6.5, so that's 16, 20. So Josh is over 30 seconds behind Sex, so it's been a miserable race for Sir Joshi so far.
If Sex boxes right now, he will be just behind Mogsy. So Mogsy is looking good to be provisional leader of this race.
Really is. He really, really is. As Joe is still stuck behind Confirmed. Confirmed doing an ultra defensive, great job.
Incredible defensive driving.
So Confirmed actually, we have been, as Joe hits the wall actually on the into the turn in. Confirmed has been saying he has been enjoying driving this circuit, so it makes a big difference when you enjoy the circuit you drive at.
You can just get into a groove, especially here.
Oh, Confirmed, a bit of a slip, goes right to the outside of the track.
Opened our mouths. Shouldn't have done that.
Did you did you ask Confirm if his mother likes washing his driving overalls after the race? Because I'm sure they're pretty sweaty at the moment.
Yeah,
He's
not after this
sweating
one.
At the moment, keeping Joe
They'd be
behind.
drenched here in the Singapore heat.
As Vance is straight on the, as we go on by with Vance, he's on the back of Big Jim. Big Jim just being mauled by everybody. I don't think it's going to take Vance very long to clear Big Jim.
Yeah, Vanzi's going to have this, isn't he? Vanzi knows this. He's already been racing. Vanzi must be sweating like a madman at the moment. He's already done the Division 2 race before. Now Vanzi gets the job done on Big Jim. Oh, well, Vanzi, he committed, isn't he? Very, very committed. Good to see him on involved with OCE at the moment. So,
Yes.
Vanzi, well, that turn 13, if you look at the grandstand there, that is renamed the Vans Grandstand, I believe, from the previous race. So that all his supporters is there.
Waving the green and black banners, flags, everything they could pull. Even green and black socks.
Crazy.
So,
Oh no, Confirm's just dropped it in front of Joe, and Joe's
Ooh,
managed to get around.
side by side. They're still side by side. These guys haven't stopped being side by side, but Joe does finally get him.
I
Confirmed.
think it was the mistake that gave Joe the upper hand there, and Joe's managed to capitalize on it.
Oxygen hands himself a 3-second time penalty.
Sex is boxing, guys. Sex is boxing.
We
Let's
have a
see who's
blue
gonna slide
flag,
out.
and I think, sorry, yeah, Sex is boxing, but blue flag for Big Jim. That's going to really hurt Big Jim. There goes. All his hard work is just put in.
Sex is
As,
boxed for the hards.
well,
McLaren.
this
Sorry.
is exactly what Miggs did.
Oxygen's coming around. Oxygen's coming around. Oxygen's gonna get him. Moxie, sorry. Can Oxygen? Oxygen won't. So,
Yeah,
oh no, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Check out P4. He's gonna see.
he's going to see him.
He's gonna see.
He will see him. He will see him.
Yep.
But it's too late. Sex is gone.
There it is. Perfect strategy too from the Sex team. Fantastic. P3.
So Joshy just taps that wall on the exit. So
So
Joshy,
guys, as drivers, how does that feel when you just like when you come out of the pit lane at the moment, and you know you're racing, sorry, and you see somebody come out of the pit lane that you've been, you knowing you're racing with on strategy, and then you see him just ahead of you, it must be a bit of a gut wrenching feel.
oh,
Yeah.
it really is. It really, really is.
It's just an excuse to get your head down there and put in those laps. If you can't do it in the pits, you got to do it on the track, eh?
As we watched Alex just get past Big Jim. Big Jim really struggling on those mediums tires. It's a real
I got
shame.
a little,
It's a real
I
shame.
got a little bit of
Yeah, no,
report
go.
from
Sorry,
the,
because we've interrupted you guys.
from the Twitch there. So it's a report from Belsey saying, report from the Vanzi stands. That's Vanzi stands, turn 13 there. Biggles, I would like to mention that we are indeed still partying here on the Vance grandstands, cheering to our boy. Fantastic, isn't it? Vanzi running at P5.
Yeah, it is. It really is. As Ubiquitous has also cleared Quackle. So, in the meantime, these guys in a bit of a lonely race in P14-15. Unless there's a safety car, there's a 25-second gap between Ubiquitous and Confirmed. So,
But don't count that safety car out.
apparently, from Snowball, thank you Snowball, Sir Joshy has damage.
Yeah, so does Dougie because he's boxed and replaced that front wing as well. So he's going to sit there and he's waiting for a long time as well. So a bit of an error there from Team Falcon. The team don't look too happy.
Hmm.
He's going to drop down.
Well,
He's going to lose another position as well. So Alex is going to get past him in the main straight. So Dougie will P7.
well, we know Dougie will close Alex up very, very quickly. If Sir Joshy has damage, Moggs is going to be up there very soon. Moggs might be looking at a second place, in honesty.
Remember, Muggsy was one of the first ones to pit too, so that strategy might have paid off a little bit for old Muggsy boy there. Looking good, looking good. We're not even halfway through, guys, but like 13 of 31. Unlucky for some, not unlucky for the 15 drivers still in this race. So let's not jinx them with a safety car, right, guys? Because usually there's a 100% rate of a safety car.
Well, in the OCE Racing League 2 race, we already had 4 retirements by this stage.
Yeah, remarkably clean racing.
So,
And I can't stress enough that we did see a car airborne on the first lap, and yet there are still no retirements.
it's true. It's very, very true. As Vanzi
They
closing
build these
up.
cars tough.
Oh yeah, they build them. They build them like solid rocks. As Vanzi is closing in on Sir Joshy, he's now 1.6 seconds behind. I think it's going to be close between Moggs and Vans for that second spot because Sir Joshy, if he's got damage, there's no speed left. So he's falling away from Sex every single lap, every corner, not even every single lap. Because we have a yellow flag for a white car, and I feel like it's Quackle. It is Quackle. Quackle not enjoying his Singaporean race. As Dougie Falcon is 7/10 behind Alex. Will he go for it? He thinks twice.
Yeah, not through here. That might be a little bit of a suicide mission, even though the man's probably still half asleep at the wheel at the moment. But he's not half asleep. He's going to try to take a move on the outside here. He's got the traction. And will he get it done?
He does.
He will.
He does get it done, and there he goes. Dougie's gone. He's been released. He's now got 7 seconds to close down on Oxygen. As Joe
He
gets
got
himself a
DRS
3-second time penalty.
Got the DRS toe from that as well, so that's a double bonus to whammy there from Dougie. So, well, obviously, he got the He got the champagne in the glass on that flight, didn't he, to Singapore? So he didn't get the plastic cup, Dougie, on a mission.
Definitely
So
is.
guys, they've all made their mandatory pit stops at the moment. So these tyres will go to the end, do you think, or there'll be another pit stop?
The hards, yes. The mediums, no. Well, actually, no. This is now this will be interesting because the guys who have just stopped on the hards, so guys like Sex, Oxygen, Dougie, and Big Jim, those guys will go to the end, and I'd say comfortably. I wouldn't say they might be sweating towards the end, but comfortably they'll get to the end. The guys like Ubiquitous, Guackle, JD Sev, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 1, and I don't know, is Guackle has retired.
He's retired. He's retired in the pit lane though.
So-
Not the yellow flag.
Oh, we've got someone off.
No, he's not.
Joe
off the
into the
track in
wall.
Sector
What has happened
3.
here? Joe
Okay.
missing his whole front wing.
Sector 2. Sector 2.
Oh no.
Virtual safety car. Joe,
Yeah.
we went straight on board with Joe. He's missing his whole front wing.
Oh, yikes. That doesn't look very drivable, does it?
No, it does not.
So it's going to be a cheap pit stop for Oxygen. He's boxed. That's a great time for him as well. Put some fresh inters on. Mediums on. It's not raining. He's got some fresh mediums on.
Intersleep.
P7.
How did Joe pass Big Jim under the safety car? That is interesting.
Probably was stopped on track.
Oh, Joe's hit the wall. And Joe's retired. I think that'll
He's
be a safety
retired.
car. It is a no, it's not.
That's a
What is that?
Oh,
Ubiquitous a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety
Joe
car.
was under the grandstand section as well. Yeah, what happened, Joe?
This is... I feel like that'll be a safety car. No, no safety car.
Lights are out.
They've removed his
Track is
car.
green.
Interesting.
They're quick in Singapore, mate. They're very, very quick.
Oh,
Hey,
very-
they just
those
chucked
front-
him over the wall.
Yeah, chucked him over the wall. That's great. In all my commentating career, I've never heard that one before. Fantastic. Brilliant. That's why I love commentating with you guys. Every single commentator brings us juicy little bits of information, isn't it? Anyway, look, we are halfway now, guys. We are halfway. 2 retirements now, so we jinxed them. We did jinx them.
We did. We
We
definitely
still
did.
have 13 drivers.
Joe leaving the session, obviously frustrated for hitting the wall. But Vance, very, very close to the back of Sir Joshi. As he's only, what, 5/10 away. So I think in the next DRS zone, if it's not this one, it'll be the next one that Vance might jump Sir Joshi, and that'll put Sir Joshi in a worse mood.
Look out for Oxygen, but I think Oxygen might get the move on Peanuts before Varnsey does. Look at this. Right on the back. This is fresh mediums versus hard tires. You guys know how much traction there is on those mediums.
Huge,
You could-
huge.
Try basically just chuck your car over the top of it if you could.
There he's about to go. No, he's going to wait for the DRS zone. So as Varnsey closing in, he is closing in, so we're going to have to onboard with Vans on Sir Joshi. There's enough space. Sir Joshi holding it. Oh, he's tapped Vans. They've hit each other.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Vans has gone round. Sir Joshi continues on. Oh, that's going to be very tough.
Don't even show the camera on Grandstand 13 at the moment and look at every single one of his fan supporters just face palming themselves at the moment. They'll be very upset with that.
That'll be one to look out later on as we go on board with Oxygen, who has cleared Peanuts. So Oxygen on his way. Oxygen should be able to go to the end on those mediums, and
He's
we'll be in a better...
breathing a sigh of relief. Sorry, I just got that on.
No, that's all good. That's all good. But yeah, Oxygen gone. Peanuts going to be watching a car getting away every single corner. So I feel bad for Vans because he was doing really, really good. Well, he's now got
Yeah.
Dougie on the back of him.
It's a shame. That's gonna be. It's not the sight you want to be seeing, is it?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Dougie's also tucked up at the back at the moment of Varnsey, who probably definitely is nursing damage, which he is, so he's going to be a sitting duck at the moment. Dougie playing with more of his food. And I wonder at the moment if Peanuts wins a race, whether he's actually going to, on the flight back to the next circuit, would actually have the flight attendant say, would you like some peanuts with your,
Pure away spin,
with
as
your dinner this evening?
Dougie does get Vans right then and there.
Made the move.
So,
I think that's the end of that.
yeah, I think that might also spell the end of any podium chances for Vans, I think.
Such a shame.
As Sir
Don't
Joshi
give
in the
up yet.
pits for a new
It's
front
like
wing.
17 to 31, guys. It's
there is a
it's
lot of race still
17.
to go.
It's true.
Yeah, don't It's never over yet, especially in Singapore, mate, because a safety car can really throw a spanner in the mix here.
Oh, for sure it will. I feel like that if there is a safety car, the guys that have a fresh pair of mediums right now will be in prime position. So, on lap 17, guys, as we have, who is that? Big Jim confirmed in the pit, putting on a fresh pair of mediums.
Fresh pair of mediums sounds good. Fresh of anything sounds great, doesn't it? Singapore. Fresh pair of racing suit at the moment when you're sweating like mad would be fantastic. Jetty down into the pit lane there for the race engineer of Vanzi has specified no damage for Vanzi, so Vanzi's still game on.
There's definitely damage for Big Jim though, who's missing his front right of his wing and his front left end plate. So he's obviously made contact with either a wall or another car. That's going to hurt him down every single corner. His race has gone from bad to worse, Big Jim. Very, very quickly.
So this is interesting as well. Mr. Dougie Falcons, as we know, with a very, very quick guy. He's running P3. He's pretty much the fastest guy on track at the moment. He will not be the fastest in a minute because Sir Joshy with those fresh tyres will be faster. But Dougie, 139s is lapping, so he's about a second a lap faster than Mogsy and Sex up ahead. But he's got a 16-second gap behind Sex. But he's got fresh tyres. Mogsy's got 10-lap tyres, nursing a penalty. That's going to be a tall order to make them go to the end. Sex is looking good to bring it to the end.
Well, Moggs
Dougie is on the hunt.
There's no way Moggs will go to the end on those. He needs to make a pit. He might go either for another set of mediums, or if he can continue on to a lap 25, put on a set of softs. I suppose again it's going to be up to Moggs on what he does as Oxygen gets JD Sev. Now, I mean this will be interesting because Sex is closing down Moggs, okay, if he plays his cards right, he's going to get a podium. If he plays his cards even better, there's a second place there. Because if he does put on a set of mediums, he should be quicker than Dougie. Because there is a 7/10 delta between the two tyre compounds. So, Dougie on already 4-lap-old hards compared to fresh mediums for Moggs. I think the ball goes into Moggs' court in terms of that sort of battle. But then again, we know how quick Dougie is, so that could change.
Yeah, Mogsy will be behind Dougie when he boxes, so that he'll be ahead of Oxygen. I think he'll be comfortable there. P3 between P3 P4. So he'll obviously be faster to catch Dougie towards the end of the race. Remember, Dougie's trying to catch at the moment. Dougie's still the fastest man, not the fastest man, second fastest man on the track. Oxygen's actually going a little bit quicker, but remember, Oxygen's on fresh medium. So, but Dougie's got a nice 15-second gap to Oxygen behind. P7, that's Sir Joshy going even quicker again. He will get the fastest lap, no doubt, as he's going to get past Peanuts as well on this lap.
Just then and there. There you go. Just then and there, he does get things.
Yeah. Mogsy's in a bit of a trouble at the moment. He's also nursing a 3-second penalty as well. That will come back to haunt them. I think it's going to come down to Sex and Dougie pending safety car.
True. This is also some interesting knowledge for viewers. And thank you very much, Basic Kiwi. Inside knowledge, Moggs is going to try for softs. Which
he will have to do it. Well, okay. So for softs, so if you're going to take about a lap, a second a lap, let's say, out of the hard runners.
The hards to softs is about 1.5 seconds per lap.
1.5. So if he has to do it, when can he do it, guys? Because if he drops down now, let's say Mogsy boxes, remember, it's 26 seconds. Depending, he doesn't have to change his front wing. So let's say a 26-second in and out box. He will be
he's headed to the box
just
right
behind
now.
Dougie. He'll be behind Dougie.
As he really
by about
has.
10 seconds. So
I don't know if he's going on to softs now.
No, he's gone for the mediums.
No,
So,
okay.
Oh,
It sounds like we've had bad information.
we have. Yep, fake news from the pit lane, unfortunately. Fake news. Here we go. So he's onto the mediums.
He's
still going to have fresh mediums, yes. So how quick are the mediums? Can he shave? How can he shave out of the hards? Half a second per lap?
It should be 7/10. Now, Dougie's on 6-lap-old hards compared to fresh soft medium. So It should be 7 cents. It could be quicker because of the age of Dougie's tyres. So there's that to also factor in. The other part now comes down to the drivers. So Dougie being extremely quick and being Dougie, being how fast he is, some of that time will be negated by him. So let's see. It's Moggs is out, so it's 9.6 right now. He's in a couple of corners. He's brought it down to 9.4. So we'll know come the end of this lap where Moggs will sit roughly. He's got 11 laps to do something about it.
So there's going to be a two-way battle here. So we're going to battle between Dougie and Sex for P1, and obviously for P2 and P3 of Mogsy, pending penalties. Remember, Mogsy also has a 3-second penalty, so even though he's a 9-second gap behind Dougie, he's got to get basically that down to 13 seconds or so, really. So, under that, it's going to get to 5 seconds at least. And he's going to try to get past Dougie. He's obviously making the pace at the moment. Dougie's getting that 15-second gap down as well, shaving about 1/10, 14 seconds now. Can Dougie bring this? Is there enough time? 10 laps to go.
What's the
Shaving
time?
about half a second.
What's the time delta lap per every lap?
So we're looking at 140.5 for Sex, 139.5. So Dougie's shaving a second a lap.
He's going to need to do more. There's 10 laps to go and a 14-second gap. He's going to need to bring it to 1.5 to 1.8 seconds a lap. If he's going to get that first.
Sorry, aka simply Jeff, the Jeff engineer of Dougie. I'm sure he's aware of that at the moment. Calculating those, crunching those numbers at the moment out in the Dougie Falcon Garage. See if he can bring it.
So Joshi has made his way into 5th place. Not wasting any time at all. Window gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So there's a big gap between 10th and 13th. There's a massive gap. Between that, it's actually quite close. So, by the way, guys, for those new viewers for the OCE Racing League 1, happy Valentine's Day. As we mentioned that earlier for OCE Racing League 2. And interesting, Sex got himself a 3-second time penalty.
Pushing a bit too hard up front there.
So, does the ball now start to swing in Dougie's court? He's pushing, but I think he might have pushed a little bit too much. Didn't need to get himself a 3-second time penalty, so this will now be interesting. Can Dougie still come away with a race win, even after all the drama that occurred at the start of the race? Can he win the Singapore Grand Prix, or will Sex hold out? It's now the question.
It's a good question. It's one we'll have answered in not too long.
Hopefully. Well, we'll find out over the next, 9 laps, lap 22. So, I mean, if there's a safety car, it's definitely in Dougie's ball. If not, Sex needs to hold out for 1 second a lap to Dougie, as what it was, I think, before. So, according to Biggles, there was a second per lap between Sex and Dougie.
Yeah. There's still about a second per lap at the moment, and if you look at Dougie Falcons, it shows you on the screen that his interval is 12.6, -3, because Sex is nursing a 3-second penalty. So Dougie is basically in the 9s at the moment. At 9-second gap needs to come down, and remember, Dougie has to also pass him, because it's one thing to catch up to somebody, it's another thing to overtake him.
He won't need to pass him if he stays within 3 seconds.
3 seconds, yeah. So you can get that down to 3 seconds with, what are we looking at? Almost 10 laps to go. That's well, there's one person who can do it. We know Mr. Falcon can do it.
For sure. He's done it before. He can do it again. Dougie is 1.3 seconds faster. Thank you, Jessies, for that information. So, it's looking good for Sex, but it is now down to, technically, 8.9 seconds.
And so we forgot about Mr. Vanzi at the moment, P7. He looks like a bit of a challenge there for P6. Vanzi might get this done. So the green machine's coming back.
He is. He's trying to work his way back after that early contact with Sir Joshi.
When do you overtake, guys? Well, you line up a couple of corners here. Like it looks like we're on that corner. 20. There's a couple of corners. Is 20, 20, 22, 23. I don't know, actually, one corner. Here we go. Down the back straight with the DRS open. Do you try to take a challenge in the first corner here?
It depends how close. He's not close enough. That's the thing. He needs to be within 2/10 by the time he gets to the straight line. At that point, you're better off just waiting for this next DRS zone because it's so much longer. It's a better overtaking opportunity. So right now, here's his best chance. So if he's going to do it, here it is. And he is going to do it. He's stuck into the inside. Vanzi does get 6th spot. Holds it nicely. Doesn't force him wide. Just continues that speed around the corner. Very close to the wall. So
Job done for Vanzi. You can hear the 20, I was going to say 20,000, but 20 Twitch fans at the moment and grandstand Vanzi celebrating on turn 13. We'll see him in a minute as he approaches around the sector. I'm not even sure over the Anderson Bridge. I'm not sure where turn 13 is at the moment. We just kind of made that one up. We winged that one, but Vanzi knows it. You can hear the fans. Well, P6 for Vanzi. And Dougie's got that down to 10 seconds at the moment, so he still is shaving about a second a lap, doing a pretty good job there. Both, remember, himself and Sex on similar tyres, as confirmed, picks up another naughty corner penalty.
well, Sex now 10.9 ahead of Dougie right now. So I think Dougie is just doing enough to creep in there. It's going to be tough. There's now, what is there? There's 7 laps to go. 7 laps, and Dougie is technically 7.8 seconds behind. So there's an 8/10 window that they need to manage between each other. So if Sex can hold out for at least 1/10 a lap, he'll just do it by 1/10.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys as drivers, because I'm not a driver. I'm very, very bad at that. So this is a minds game. This is a strategy game at the moment, as you guys can see there on Twitch. And thank you very much for following and watching the OCE broadcast that these guys are putting together for you. And the drivers are obviously bringing this entertainment. So, yeah, to let you know about that, do you guys know this is a strategy game between Sex and Dougie at the moment. Even don't forget, don't cut out Mogsy there. He's catching Dougie as well.
Yes,
So you have Jeff in your ear. And you know that, Sex knows that Dougie's gaining time, but he knows he's still in the lead of this race. He still is controlling this race. How does that play into your strategy? Because obviously, if you cut that corner too many times with those warnings, well, it's completely just role reversed the situation, hasn't it?
Yes, I mean, being in that situation multiple times, this is the thing. You when you get a time penalty, it's a psychological thing because you need to push faster because so Joshie gets his speaking time penalty, so Joshie gets one. So you need to push harder trying to make back that 3-second time penalty that you got. In doing so, you make more mistakes, and when you make more mistakes, you end up getting more time penalties or losing time because you're just pushing too hard around the corners. So what I normally do is when in a tight situation, normally we're all in the same call, obviously laughing, talking, and being serious and competing against each other, but we're all in the same call. It's very helpful when it gets to qualifying. People jump out of your way if they're in the call, and you can tell them you're in a hot lap, or you can always just say great battle when you're having an amazing battle during the track. But in a situation like this, every single time, I would always turn down the volume to the guys because you have to have 100% for concentration. There's no room for anything else because one small mistake, particularly when you've got a driver like Dougie, one small mistake is the difference between will be the difference between win and a second spot. So from a driver's perspective, it's all about shutting out all the timing boards because you focus on that, then sometimes it gets to you because you're thinking, oh my god, he's closing me down 1 second a lap. Can I do this? You start to second guess yourself, and then you try to push even harder, and then that's when you get even more time penalties. You get you go wide in the corner, you miss your braking marks. So it's all about trying to shut out the outside world and focus on what's in front of you.
There's really
That's
no time for
fantastic.
anything else, right?
Pardon?
Exactly.
You just got to keep
I was
putting
gonna-
in the laps.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Chris, in a second, actually. I was going to say, fantastic, guys. So out there in Twitch world, please pay attention to that because you want to hear from expert drivers. That is what it's about. Mental focus. Chris, your version on the same view of that, of what was just covered there.
Oh no, yeah,
as a
totally
driver?
agree. That's it. It's just you just gotta get your head down, focus. You know, head down, head down.
If
That's
as
it.
Daniel Ricciardo says, I'll drive faster.
Just drive faster. But that's just it. I know for me, the timing board definitely gets to you, and so if you're staring at that and making decisions based on that, at this stage in the race,
Well, I'll tell
it's
you
gonna
what.
hurt your concentration.
I'll tell you what, guys. What I had done before, when I first started, before I started broadcasting, I was engineering some of the drivers actually, back pre-Corona period, let's say March last year. And at some point, I found that at situations when I was engineering drivers, I would not allow them to actually put up any of the Delta information. So they had to rely purely on the information that I was providing them as an engineer. So they wouldn't know who was in the lead, they wouldn't know who was behind them or whatever. They had whatever was on their steering wheel as a race driver would.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they would completely have to rely on their engineer, which means, and I actually found at the end of the day, that actually helped those drivers because their focus wasn't on what was going on around them. The focus was on how they could do the track and the deltas that they were required to stick to, etc., for tire management. So there's a lot of things at play with strategy. Ducky getting that down to 8.3 at the moment, still shaving a second. Oh man, no, he's dropping a little bit outside of a second now. It's about 7/10 now.
For sure,
So,
that'll make a
goes on.
humongous difference because having Delta, this is the thing, without a race engineer, you're having to work out the strategy, you're having to work out everything.
Sorry to cut you off. There's a bit of a battle going up between Alex and Peanuts here.
As we have
Alex
just seen
has gone
Alex going
straight
wait.
on.
I just jumped into that just now. Alex going very straight. He's gonna hit the wall, almost.
Oh no.
Gets himself out of it. So from trying to make a spot for 8th, he's lost a spot to window in 9th. So he's now down
He
to 10th.
closed down Peanuts a lot in that last lap, and then just one mistake, and he's thrown all in the bin.
It's like that. It really is. And confirmed closing in, I think. He is closing in. He's only 5.2 seconds behind Ubiquitous at the moment. So it's
mental games now, as you can see. So one little tiny brain fart moment per se. I don't like that word so much, but somehow it really applies, doesn't it? A brain fart moment and can cost you this race, as we still have 13 drivers. So we only had 2 retirements before. We have a yellow going, somebody going.
So
left.
Joshi is missing both end plates.
No.
He's now down
no.
into 6th. Our championship
So-
leader is falling down the order.
So speaking of brain fart moment, even the best of the best, they can crumble, aren't they, under the 1600 lights of Singapore?
Maybe not brain fart, but brain fade
He
as we get
brain
into
fade.
the latter stages of this race.
Thank you, Jetties. Also, Joshi has 6 seconds of time penalties. And who is that? I think Alex has also gone wide. He has gone wide again. So Ubiquitous, if Alex keeps doing it, could find himself in the points. So Joshi going slowly at all times, missing all of his wing. So he's right now. He's going to be jumped
Well,
by
I think-
He's going to be jumped by JDZ. He's going to be jumped by Peanuts. He'll be jumped by Window. So Joshi will be lucky to be finishing 10th at this point in time.
I think you called it right now. Time is the operative word, isn't it? Because Dougie, 8.3 seconds. He's not now doing it because, in fact, Dougie is matching the same pace as Sex. Sex has just cranked that engine up at the moment, knowing that he has to maintain a 3-second gap over Dougie. I think Dougie's running out of time.
He definitely
Time
is.
branding operative word.
If anything, Moggs is catching Juggy right now. Right now,
And
it's
Mogsy
swinging
has
to
to
Moggs.
get past 2 for 3 seconds, so this is it. Make or break for Mogsy.
He does. He definitely does. It's, as we see, so Joshi now down into 9th. I think Alex has dropped down even further. He has, because he was a lot closer. He's obviously made a mistake this lap. But so Joshi coming out of the pit lane now.
You know what, so Josh is going for, right? He's going for that fastest lap. He needs damage limitation, so he's going to be
is.
P9.
It
He'll
is.
get that extra point. I don't think that Sir Joshi will get that fastest lap. So Joshi, we know, is the fastest man, one of the fastest men outside of Dougie. Well, his main championship contender, he knows, is in P2, so he's trying to do damage limitation at the moment. Sir Joshi, not having the best race in Singapore.
Not at all.
Certainly
Not
wants
at all.
to take a consolation prize at the fastest lap, which at the moment, Mogsy has that fastest lap at 1:37.8. I expect it to be smashed very soon by Sir Joshi in that frustration at the moment in that car, knowing he's going to lose a hurl of points at the moment to Dougie. But I don't think Dougie's going to win this race. I think Sex is definitely in control of this. Sex is going to
He
be
is.
laughing in that car at the moment. And only
Definitely.
a couple laps to go.
Definitely is. So Josh is basically having the same race I had in Russia. Pretty much, just things go your way, and then all of a sudden one thing goes wrong, and it's almost like a cascading effect. It just, I remember closing Joe in like what,
Sorry to cut you off while you talk about that. Just keep an eye on window and peanuts.
I'm
Go
watching
ahead.
watching that battle right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, I remember, so Russia, the second race of season 2. I remember I was closing Joe down for third place at 1.5 seconds a lap, and I got onto the back of him, and then halfway through the race, and then I just dropped it on the third last corner, and there went my entire race. Things went from bad to worse, and then I accumulated, like, I went from like 3 seconds of penalties to like 21 seconds of penalties. Like, things just went from bad to worse that race. So it was just really, really bad.
It doesn't take
that
much
'cause
to
you-
do that sort of thing.
Is
It
that
just
because you lose
happens.
that little memory of concentration, as you mentioned before? Like, as soon as something just like, as soon as you have a little bit of a relapse of concentration, then all of a sudden it's like bang, and then the frustration.
You shatter your
kicks in.
rhythm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it would be, as Window's gone for it on Peanuts. Peanuts dropping down into 8th place. So Window up into 7th. Almost hits the wall too. But yeah, it's
I think so. Joshy could probably catch Peanuts too at the end of the race if he can really get that gap down. He's already 2 seconds. He's
He's going to be
really
very
pushing us.
fast.
I think Sir Joshy's on damage limit. I think Sir Joshy could be up for a P8 at the moment. I think Sex has definitely
Even-
got this one in the bag.
even P7, to be honest, not just P8, P7.
Yeah. That's right.
Unless Sir Joshua hits something. So, very close to hitting the back of Peanuts. So,
The traction out of that corner. He's so much faster on those
he's
new tires.
cleared Peanuts straight
He's gonna
Easily.
get
away.
window as well. I think it's going to get window. This is going to be a fantastic little run back there from Sir Joshy. Good on him.
Whoa,
Oh,
Just run
Window
right out of the
gone.
way.
Window just said bye. He didn't want to get involved in that one, did he?
He
So
knows
that's
it's not in his favor for him to be battling. He needs to keep he's battling Peanuts, so he needs to focus on that.
Again, that's what it
There was
that's what it
no
is.
way he was going to keep Sir Joshi behind.
So,
Well, guys, I think we should probably give Sex a little bit of, the attention that Sex deserves, because we all like Sex at the end of the day. So Sex in P1, well, he's obviously controlled this race. He started on those mediums, did 11 laps, and switched to those hards and controlled and dominated this race, as well as Dougie did. Dougie did 12 laps on those mediums and 17 laps on the hards. So a similar strategy as the top two guys. The only difference is, obviously, Sex is nursing a 3-second penalty, but Sex taking that strategy call a little better than Dougie. Dougie obviously was in the wars earlier, and Dougie having to make his way through the field. I think Dougie will probably be the Codemasters driver of the day, no doubt, making his way from the back of the field all the way up to P2. But yeah, you can't take it away from Sex, man. It's the man. Well, he stepped out of the spotlight. He's stepped out of the shadows, hasn't he, into the spotlight here in Singapore. 1600 lights will illuminate his beautiful racing car. Check out his livery.
nice
Fantastic.
livery.
Yep.
Nice
Sex,
livery.
mate. Enjoy this moment. The champagne is waiting for you on the top step. All you have to do is navigate
Well, this will,
just a couple more sectors.
when he crosses the line, this will be his second race win of the season. He hasn't won since Bahrain, the very first race. So, Sex, bit of a break in terms of race wins, but this will be the
He's
second,
back,
second
right?
win. Second win.
Sex is back.
So
This is
what have we had?
fantastic.
We've had what? Sex with 2 race wins, Dougie with 3 race wins, and Sir Joshi with only one race win. Sir Joshi.
I'll tell you what, guys. What we do have is a damn great championship battle.
Definitely is.
Because we're in round 6, and this is going to be an absolute cracker of a season. This is OCE, guys. This is Division 1. This is fantastic. I'm glad I stayed up till 4:30 in the morning to watch this, because this is great. Thank you for the OCE flight into Singapore.
No
It's
worries.
been great to join you in the commentary box.
No worries at all. The jet will take you back too.
I don't want to go back. I want to stay and celebrate with Sex.
But you're
Go
about
ahead.
I'll take you back.
you're about to celebrate with Sex as he crosses the line for his second race win of OCE Racing League 1, I should say, Season 2. So that's race win number 2 for Sex, as Dougie, again from last into the podium position, and Moggs on his debut for OCE Racing League 1 gets the 3rd place. So it's now up to the other guys to finish the rest of the race.
Don't out for Vanzi's first race as well after being racing all afternoon as well for Division 2. So Vanzi hasn't even basically taken a breath out of the car. He's got to finish
Yeah.
off in P5. Fantastic for him with no penalties as well. and you
Actually,
guys
he
know
might
how hard
finish
that is.
P4 because Oxygen with 6
Oh.
seconds of penalties. Vines within that time. Is Vines
will,
about to get
actually.
it? He is pushing. Is he about to get
He's
it?
doing it.
He
He's
has
in
done
there.
it. He's gotten 4th, so Oxygen slipped down to 5th.
Oh. You could hear the grandstand on turn 13 going crazy for Vanzi. Fantastic.
They got him. They got him. Oxygen left the session. He probably wasn't happy about that one. But you got it. JDZ crossing the line. In his debut, finishing 6th. Not a bad result. So Joshi finishing out with 6 seconds of penalties in 7th. Almost hit the wall. Was about to, but thought otherwise.
Got a bit too eager on the celebration there.
These guys still battling. Window and Peanuts still going at it to the last whistle. Oh, Peanuts very wide.
Oh,
There goes the front wing.
Oh.
There goes the front wing.
well, he didn't need it anymore. There's just extra weight to take on the way home.
You need that
Yeah,
weight.
tell that to the team that spent hours and hours and hours putting that together.
You need
Alright.
you need that weight to clear the weight requirements.
That's true. That's true. I never thought about that actually.
That is a very good point.
Yeah. Let us know on Twitch what would happen if that was the case.
Instant
Dougie gets
disqualification.
a drive today. Yeah,
Rightfully
as
so.
expected.
Rightfully
Oh, I
so.
wonder if they'd let you change your wing. That's actually a great question.
I assume they will. I mean, because it would be like when Stroll hit the back of Vettel in the Malaysian Grand Prix in 2017.
yeah, exactly.
It'd be like that.
Well,
but they still weighed the car. And
Mr. Sext, the Australian driver, spray that champagne. Give us a shoey. You know, to give us a shoey. Come on, Codemasters. At some point, give us a goddamn shoey, okay? Well, race
Shoey
that
or
champagne.
riot.
Shoey or riot.
Exactly. Hashtag shoey or riot. There you go, guys.
What a race, guys. What a race. We
What a
have
race.
Sex rounding out with first place. Dougie in second. Moggs rounds out our podium. As you can see, the guys in the top 3 all made up places. Moggs coming from 7th to 3rd, Dougie from 15th to 2nd, and Sex from 2nd to 1st. Vanzi finishing in 4th place, Oxygen in 5th, both of them improving. Actually, Vanzi, take that back, dropped 1, but he made it. Oxygen improving by 1, JDZ, Sev, a little bit lower from his starting position in 6th. So Joshi massively fallen from 1st to 7th. Window, big jump from 14th to 8th. Peanuts, bit of a drop from 4th to 9th. And Alex, bit of a drop from 8th to 10th, but rounding out a top 10. Ubiquitous Shadow in 11th. Bit of a drop from 2 places. Big Jim, finished where he started. Confirmed, bit of a drop from 10th to 13th. Joe, 13th to 14th. And Guackle finishing off our order.
And says Joshi as well, getting that consolation prize, the 136.4 blisteringly fast lap at the end there. Not the result he wanted, obviously, from starting in pole position, but getting P7 and the fastest lap. Well, that's a consolation prize, but unfortunately losing a little bit more points to Dougie. Are you going to drive or interview these guys?
We might be able to ask someone. Christian, do you reckon you could grab maybe Moggs or Dougie or even Sex on for a quick interview?
Let's have a look.
One of our top 3 drivers.
Jump in the interview chat, I guess.
Yes, we should. So, are you there, Biggles?
I'm here, sir. I can't break the button, so it's up to you guys.
No, Christian's gone to go. He's got a one ask who wants to be able to...
Gruff of the year and bring him into the commentary box, actually. Social distancing, of course, so.
Hey, Dougie, welcome to our interview box.
Hello.
How you going?
Yeah, Dougie, let me give this a question. The people knocking on your door, bouncing air all in the place. How did you manage to jump on that plane and get to Singapore so quickly?
It was a late flight. Quarantined for like a day. They allowed it, you know, all that stuff.
Okay, so aside from your entry into the flight, how was your race?
Well, because I qualified late, I actually had enough time to actually set a lap time. I had like 2 minutes, and then I couldn't get the lap run because I think 2 cars were tired on track, and I just had to make
Yeah. Well,
and I couldn't do anything with it. It was kind of a bit of a mess, and then I couldn't set my lap time. I was going to start last anyway, but
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
that pace is fucking
crazy.
Yeah, we're doing interviews, guys, at the moment. So everybody's joining us at the moment. Dougie, yes. So we saw that you're in your late qualifying session as well. So you're a bit of a compromise, I believe, for some of the drivers. Looked a bit of a scary moment. You can check that back, obviously. There's already replays the Twitch there. So Dougie, obviously, you're still commanding. That was obviously a fantastic drive.
Yeah, I mean,
driving through the field. In the end, there we felt that you were gaining about a second a lap. 2 secs. You had the pace there, but towards the end, the tires just seemed to drop off a little bit. You're just basically matching the time at that point. Did you think that race win was available, or
well,
what? Towards the end?
I didn't think race win was available because, well, the amount of time I lost during the start and the beginning and the whole melee that was happening. At the start, I lost like, when I got past the traffic, I lost like 20 seconds to the person I was leading. I think it was seconds at the time. And then I was like, okay, there's no way, because I have to change my strategy to try and mitigate it, as well as I had a broken front wing as well, considering everything that was happening. So I had a broken front wing, and I had a 20-second deficit, so there was no way I could win it. So I was just going to mitigate it as best I could, I guess. When I pitted, I was just behind Alex in like 7th, and I was like 25 seconds off the lead or something like that, so to even get like close to 3 seconds was kind of a miracle. Because, yeah, so it was alright, but it could have been a lot better had it not been for those issues.
So you finished 7.7 seconds off the pace there of Mr. Sexo on the race. So even with that extra, say, 5 second you got from the front wing change, that still would have been really, really close towards the end of this race, because Sex obviously had that 3 second penalty. You didn't get any penalties, which was a fantastic job as well, considering you also had nursing some damage, which we all know around Singapore is super difficult. So that would have probably bring you down to about 3 seconds. I think Sex probably still would have been definitely a difficult one to beat there, obviously because of the qualifying performance that you had to do from the back of the field. But you still are commandingly leading this championship, I believe, at the moment, or in the lead of this championship. And obviously,
I think he might be. I think he might actually have taken the lead, but we do need to go over everything and work that out. Work backwards from there. I actually do have a bit of a question for you, Dougie. On our stream, actually, you were upside down at one point. What was it like?
yeah, that's right. It was in the fence, actually, I believe.
I was skateboarding. Actually, no, I was like wall riding the Anderson Bridge. It was nice.
Oh, okay. There we go. So you
I
were.
somehow, it wasn't like serious damage. It was like a yellow wing, but I had to nurse it.
Yeah, of course.
For like 16 or 11 laps or something on medium tires. So it wasn't. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. And then yeah, it wasn't fun trying to nurse front wing damage. But you know what it is.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But you do go and do get our driver of the day with that last place to second. So well done, Dougie. Thank you for that as well. And you joined just in time as well with I think it was 4 minutes to go before end of qualifying. So it was just.
Dougie's pretty good at that, aren't you, Dougie? Waking up, jumping on the plane, putting your overalls on, jumping in the car, bang, job done. That's what you expect from Dougie. That's why he's a Falcon. Good job, man.
It's true. On to Sex. How you going?
Yeah, that was quite stressful. Yeah,
I could imagine. You had you should be now the the championship leader hunting you down for the last 13 laps was it? Hunting you down. He was taking 1.3 seconds out of your lead every lap at one stage.
I saw at one point it was 17 seconds, and then at the end of the race it was 3. So yeah, yeah, massive props to Dougie since he was playing Fortnite and then he got onto F1. But he got blocked first corner, I think 3rd corner. That's why he didn't do a good quali.
Well, yeah, we were just going over that before, so it was a bit of a game glitch. So the guys in front of him literally just retired right then and there, and then the AI obviously drove into Dougie, which is what we saw.
And then
so
considering the fact that he was upside down at one point, yeah. That's...
it was an interesting race, and it was a very, very heated race at one stage. But yeah, this is now your second win of the season. You haven't had a win since Bahrain, the very first race.
Yep.
So you must be elated to get your second win. So.
Yeah, I'm just thankful it's over now.
So, Sex, you commanded that race, mate. You dominated that. Were you a little scared of that 3 second penalty, and were you a little worried about Dougie trying to catch you towards the end there?
Yeah, I was. I really was. I think, what is it? My start was the main culprit for my win, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For
And
sure.
then the fact that Sajoshi, I think he spun out or something. He got damage on lap 4 or something. Yeah. So
Yes, he did. Yes. So not bad.
That was a fantastic time to capitalize, obviously, when the likes of Sir Joshi, which we know are blisteringly fast. So when your competitors are basically falling behind, that's the time you capitalize, because it's a championship at stake in Sex World. You capitalize more than anybody else. Congratulations on your second race win, sir.
thank you, Victus.
And last but not least, we have Vans. Vans, you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
Welcome.
back to back, Fanzi. How are you feeling, mate? Bit sweaty?
Well, I've had the door cracked. It's cool outside. But yeah, no, my eyes are definitely watering at this point because there was not a whole lot of break between those two. But overall, it's still a fun night.
Yeah, it was a bit of a glitch. For those still on watching, we had a bit of a technical glitch between in OCE Racing League 2, where it kicked half the lobby out during the second. Luckily, it was the second lap of the race, so easy to restart and get back into it. But still annoying because it did push everything back. But we got there in the end. So, Fanzi, you finished what? I think fourth twice in a row, actually.
Yes, a little bit unfortunate in the tier 2. Got a bad start, and Singapore is not an easy track to overtake on, and it was, trying to keep a clean race, keep my head down, and with the tier 1 race, I was happy to pull out a fourth. There was an incident with me and Josh, or Sir Joshi, and racing incidents happen, but glad I was able to recover like I did. And I can't remember who was it. I was in front of me, finished in front of me on the track, but I was able to get him because he had 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, it was oxygen at the time. But yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I did want to talk to you about what was happening, because it looked like there was enough space into the corner. But what was your thoughts on the incident with Sir Joshi?
Well, I mean, from my point of view, I thought I left enough space, and it was kind of one of those things where, obviously I overtook him down the DRS straight, but he had the inside line, trying to give him enough room, that curbing, if you go over it, I don't know what his point of view was. So, if you go over it slightly wrong, it can push you a little wider than expected, which may have happened. It's just unfortunate. Looking back on it, I would have probably tried to defend, much in the same fashion that he did, because at the end, we're all racing for those positions. So, there's no harm between me or him in regards to that. Racing incidents happen. It's just it's a part of racing.
It's true. But yeah, well, I mean, Mr. Consistent with 2 fourth places. That's 24 points in 2 races. So that's consistency.
Yep.
Fantastic, Vans. Well, on turn 13 at the moment, you had a grandstand, which is basically, I think it's renamed now, the Vanzi Grandstand. That's turn 13 here in Singapore. You had a lot of fans. Obviously, you guys didn't catch that in Division 2 there. There was a lot of your supporters out there. You also had your race engineer there relaying everything to us. So that was absolutely fantastic. That was Jetty. Thank you. A big shout out there to Jetty for doing that. So that was absolutely amazing, mate. And I know you're a great bloke, because I've seen you race in other leagues, and you were getting faster and faster and faster. And welcome, obviously, to OCE. And OCE is a fantastic family. I hope you're enjoying it. And you've obviously put a stamp in the Oceanic division at the moment too, as an American driver. So congratulations.
Thank you.
He's our second, one of 2 American drivers as well, with Dang It's Yang, with our other American driver. So starting to grow in the American country. So
The Americas, sir. The Americas.
Americas. There we go. The content, I should say. There we go. Now on to our last but not least interviewer, Moggs. Are you there?
Hey guys, how you going?
All right. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
How was your first race in OCE Racing League 1?
It was competitive as expected. It was really good. Didn't really get the best qualifying, I think, but managed to put it through the race. So
It's good. It's a third place, first debut in the Tier 1 division. And how did you find into Turn 1? Because you made up quite a bit of ground into Turn 1.
Yeah, got a good start. Kind of kept it wide. Saw everyone on the inside kind of taking it very slow, so I just took the opportunity where I could.
Yeah, you were closing in towards the end with Dougie Falcon, but obviously I think those mediums were falling away, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. They just lost all the grip.
Yeah. What were you playing? Were you playing to go? I think it was Basic Kiwi that told us on the Twitch chat that you were going to go for the softs, but in the end, ended up going for the mediums.
Yeah. So the basically, if I qualified on the mediums, which was what I was trying to do, but I invalidated the lap, I would have gone on like a medium soft medium or a medium soft or something like that. But I had to start on the softs, so just kept on going with the mediums.
Yeah, you did 6 on the softs, mate. 13 on the mediums, and then another 12 on the medium. So what? Yeah, but you could have gone to the softs.
Yeah, I don't know. I was losing heaps of tire wear during practice and everything like that, so I just kind of stuck with what I was comfortable with.
Yeah.
Well, it obviously worked, mate, because you got to step on the podium in a debut race. Well, champagne's there, mate, and obviously shoeies all around.
Cheers for that. Thank you.
Definitely is. But thank you guys for joining us in the interview box. So we look forward to now race 7 in Italy is the next race. So it'll be we go from a tight, twisty street circuit to open, flowing speed temple. So we will see.
So Dougie, wake up, Italy. All right, don't sleep. Yeah, obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing Mogsy in there. I'm looking forward to Sex, and obviously we can't take it away from Mr. Sir Joshy as well, because he didn't have the best of races, but we know Sir Joshy has the pace. Guys, this is turning into a really good battle championship at the moment, isn't it? Because there is a lot of drivers that can wrap this one up.
Definitely.
We got a long way to go.
Well, it's 4 races to go. So you got Italy, you've got Britain, Belgium, and then Australia wrapping up on the 14th of March. So still 4 races. That's a total of 104 points, including the fastest lap up for grabs. So anything can happen between now and then. It's now, again, if you have a race like Sir Joshy, you might find yourself slipping down the order. So,
somebody's done their mathematics, haven't they? And what happens at obviously the race in Australia? Does that mean you get to have a barbecue at your place, mate, at the end to celebrate the victor?
Potentially. But I mean, right now we're in lockdown, so no barbecues are happening anyway. So
well, we have 4 races to go. We should be okay by then. I hope.
Should be.
Socially distant barbecues, it'll be alright. It's BYO barbecue.
Pretty much. But in the meantime, guys, we'll hang it up here. We look forward to next week's race. Thank you, Moggs, Dougie, Sex and Vans for joining us in the interview box. And also, thank you very much, Biggles and Chris, for joining in the commentary box. That was a good fun show. And last but not least, thank you, viewers, for watching OCE Racing League 1 at the Singapore Grand Prix. I hope you guys enjoyed every bit of it as much as we did. And we look forward to next week.
And don't forget, Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, Happy Valentine's Day.
Forget girls, mate. Forget girls when you have an engine.
Someone's status in our server is races don't need girls. Is that a quote from
Sir Joshy's.
We love Sir Joshy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. We catch you guys next week. See you guys.